Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Mythgard in Middle-earth. My name is Corey Olson, the Tolkien professor, with you as always. Sorry, I was absent last week. I was comatose. In fact, I was sick last week, and which was very annoying. But I'm back this week, and all is well. And I'm here with Gryfflet. I wonder, hey, Gryfflet, what have you been doing during this time that I've been away? It's been 2 weeks now. And here I come back to find you idling and with your party hat on next to a dwarf and an enormous keg. Where even are you? Mechem Bizru? Oh, you're up here by the Mirror, right? I see that. Okay. That's fine, I guess. So you came up here to party with the dwarves during the week that we were missing? That's quite remarkable. Gryfflet, come on now. Get your game face back on. You've got some public appearances to make, so would you please... There we go. Okay. Get back into your nice clothes, and let's get back down to Lothlorien. We've got to meet the elves, which are going to do our... We're going to go back to Mirkwood. So let's see, where do we want to go? Go to the Vineyards of Lorien. Okay, there we go. All right, well, while Gryfflet is riding his slow horse back down, I will... I want to kind of share about the week I've had. I was just doing this a little bit in my last broadcast, in my film broadcast, but it's been a pretty amazing week this week, actually. I had two broadcasts on Tuesday and Wednesday, which were huge. I just don't even know how to describe it. One more awesome than the other. For those of you who attended the Tuesday night session, my Exploring the Lord of the Rings class on Tuesday night, it was our 5th session, and I was addressing a question that I get asked lots and lots of times, and that has always been one of the passages of the Lord of the Rings, which has always kind of been most problematic for me. A question I've been asked many, many times, and which I never feel like I did a very good job of answering. The question is, how much did Gandalf know and when? Like, why is Gandalf apparently so slow in the uptake? Why does it take Gandalf 70 years to figure out that ring is the Ring of Power? Shouldn't Gandalf have figured this out much sooner? Why does Gandalf, how much does Gandalf know? Why doesn't he know more? And why does he do what he does? I mean, that whole scene, a lot of people, I've spoken to a lot of people who, feel that that's just kind of a blemish, that scene is just kind of Tolkien sort of falling asleep at the switch and not really thinking it through properly, that Gandalf is dumber than he really should be. And I've heard many people who just kind of write it off to Tolkien not figuring it out and kind of, that sort of being in an early stage, and then Tolkien not really going back and retconning that fully well and everything. Anyway, so that's very frequently what people say, and it's a passage, as I say, it's an issue that causes people a lot of problems. And that's the scene we talked about on Tuesday. I went through the scene where Gandalf is talking with Frodo, and there were bunches of things that I'd never really noticed before, and which really helped me very much understand that passage better than I ever have understood it before. And I felt myself, I can't speak for anybody else, but I came out of that class with a very much clearer understanding of what Gandalf knew, what he was up to, not only why he does what he does, but why he explains what he explains the way that he does, like why he approaches the thing, how you can see even in the element of the ring that he brings up first. Why does he bring that up first? Like, what's on his mind? What's going on? Why is he so evasive? I'd never even really noticed exactly how evasive Gandalf is. As you'll remember, the first thing he says to Frodo on the morning at the, when they're having their conversation in the Shadow of the Past, he says that the ring is more dangerous, right? It will ultimately, it will possess anyone who possesses it, right? It will devour its possessor. And Frodo asks the frankly awkward question, how long have you known this? Right? How long have you let me have this thing which is eating my soul without telling me about it? It's a frankly awkward question, right? And Gandalf hems and haws. He doesn't answer it, right? Frodo has to ask him twice. But how long have you known this? And even then he's like, well, known, what do you mean by know exactly? I still don't even know technically, right? It's pretty clear that Gandalf feels guilty about this. Anyway, we talked about this for a while on Tuesday night, and I thought the picture that emerged when we were looking at that passage was really interesting and very much more satisfying than any view of that passage I'd ever had before. So I started my week by coming to a clearer understanding of a passage that's always troubled me in the Lord of the Rings than I'd ever had. And that's a good week right there, right? All by itself, that would have made a good week. But the next night was even more exciting. In the next night, I found what I have been sort of looking for in the Return of the Shadow, the Mythgard Academy class, where we're going through the Return of the Shadow, looking at the manuscript history of the Lord of the Rings. The thing that I've been wondering about, wanting to find out, is when exactly does Tolkien begin to really integrate his mythology, the Silmarillion tradition, with the Lord of the Rings, with his Hobbit sequel that he's writing. And I found it. I found the moment. And it's such a dramatic moment in Tolkien's manuscripts and stuff. It's really, really neat. We found the moment where and I'm firmly convinced that this is the moment, when those two worlds come together, when the fantasy that he is publishing and the mythology he has been working on for decades really come together and finally form the sort of the marriage which will become the Lord of the Rings that we all know and love, instead of merely a sequel to The Hobbit, right? Yet another Hobbit book, which is what he'd been doing all the way up through Bree and beyond, all the way up to Weathertop. He had been, the book that he's writing really is a sequel to The Hobbit, and is like The Hobbit, and is like operating on the level of The Hobbit. It becomes the Lord of the Rings at that, in the moment, the sentence that changed Tolkien's life, that changed the shape of Tolkien's entire career, is when Trotter, who is the original figure in Strider's position, says, "I will tell you the tale of Tenuviel," right? When he decides, and then he does the poem, right? When he says, "I'm going to tell you the story of Beren and Luthien," that's it. That's the moment when the entire world changes, and it is amazing. So I wouldn't usually do this, but even if you're not following those two classes, I would strongly recommend the sessions from this week. They'd be good even out of context. It's just some of the most exciting stuff that I have found. I've not been more excited about stuff that classes that I've just been having. I haven't learned as much in any two classes in a long time, and they were like on back-to-back nights. It was just an incredibly exhilarating week. So I recommend class number 5 of Exploring the Lord of the Rings and class number 7 of the Return of the Shadow class. It was pretty awesome. Thanks. Good question. I see on the Twitch chat, people were confirming, yes, Exploring the Lord of the Rings next week is going to be at a Europe-friendly time. Don't forget, we're going to be on Brandywine, and so we're going to be broadcasting at 3:00 in the afternoon Eastern time instead of 9:30 at night, so as to be at a nice Europe-friendly time. Anyway, we have now come to the other side of Lothlorien, and we got to talk to Breglin here. Hi, Breglin. Yeah, first crossing was a success. We're good. So time for the second, smaller company, right? We're going to go with the Covert Ops unit. That's good. You'll bring me to meet them. Oh, goody. Okay, you have the transport of Mazog to Dol Guldur, which I still hold is almost certainly a bad idea. And the way will be fraught with danger. Okay. Let's go. Oh, we got a separate instance? Right, of course we do. Let's meet the company. Okay. Yes.
But now, a second smaller party must follow in its wake. These are the Elves of the Hidden Guard, chosen to bring the prisoner Mazog
right.
to the gates of Dol Guldur.
Chosen to bring the prisoner. Okay, right. Here, so I want to change my some of my settings here. I'm going to turn the music down. I want the voiceover up. Okay. Now I want to turn up I want to make sure I can hear the voiceover. properly. Okay. All right. Sorry, messing with my volume settings here. All right, Bragan, let's meet our cast of characters on this doomed mission. I mean, this mission, which is almost certainly going to pan out lovely. Lord Celeborn and Lady Galadriel have determined that the Elves of Lothlorien must stand allied with the Dwarves of Moria. All right, good on them. Well, I knew Galadriel would do it, right? She's always been pro-dwarf, but I'm glad that Celeborn got talked around. But really, we all know once Galadriel had made up her mind on that point, there really wasn't that much debate going on. So they have selected a number of elves to oversee the passage of Mazog through Mirkwood to Dol Guldur, where the orc will be exchanged for the prisoners held by the enemy in that fortress. Wrong, Braglin. No. Where they will attempt, probably in vain, to exchange the orc for the prisoners held by the enemy in that fortress. I will bring you to these elves this hidden guard as they make their preparation. Ah, the hidden guard. I like it. The hidden guard, yes. Covert ops. I got it. You introduced me. Thanks. We're going to walk this way? Do I have to turn this way first and then turn back this way? Okay. All right, you're going to introduce me. They're composed of 5 elves chosen for their skill in various disciplines. All right, yeah, let's meet the Galathrim All-Star team. I'll be a member of the Hidden Guard. Oh, good. Yes, I will be invaluable. Why did you pick me? Was it for my burglarious skills? Are there no burglars? I bet they needed a burglar, right? Or did they just need a short person to fit through keyholes or something? Hi, Arkardor. Akardor. Yeah. Your brother Fingris was slain by orcs that came down from the mountains, following the company that sought refuge in the Golden Wood recently. Ouch! He was just killed? Like this month? Like the orcs of Moria when they pursued them? Oh man, that is sad, and I desire to end Mazog's life myself. Well, I understand. It pains me to know we must turn him over to his allies, and I have argued long against it already. I hear you, Akardor. I put your R in the wrong place, Akardor. I'm sorry about that. Akardor, probably, right? Does your name have a ch in it? Because I'm going to say it like it does because it's a fun consonant to make. I petitioned Lord Celeborn to let me accompany the group transporting the prisoner, but he denied my request. Only once the Lady Galadriel spoke to him did he change his mind. Oh, of course he did, right? I see, right? Yeah, so you knew how to do the end around Celeborn, right? This is not a guy who was born yesterday here in Lorien. I don't know what she said, but I'm grateful to her for it. Now I will keep a close eye upon Mazog for the duration of the journey, and if he gives me the slightest reason, I will take my vengeance upon him. Oh, good. Well, that sounds productive. I'm glad we can rely upon your... tell me more about yourself. I forgot your other dialogue here. Short time ago, you visited the halls of Thranduil. Really? Spent the days feasting and conversing. Oh, well, that sounds like fun. Your brother Fingris was slain while you were away. Oh, the tragedy. Oh, man, that's awful, Akardor. I feel terrible about that. Mazog will not leave my sight, right? Yeah, you're gonna... Yeah, okay. What do you think of this mission? Okay. Oh, no, you weren't asking me. I'm asking you. I forgot. Okay. It's foolhardy to return Mazog to his allies. Well, I think it's foolish to think that they're going to take him back. That's where I think the foolhardiness really comes in, Akardor. But no matter how many dwarves might be saved. Yeah, no, I'm not slighting the dwarves. I just think we're misunderestimating, I think we are overestimating the value that they're going to place on Mazog's life. You doubt he'll reach Dol Guldur alive. You think you're going to have something to do with that? He'll surely try something, and then you're going to kill him. Oh, I see. Right, you'll delight in your vengeance. Perhaps. Okay, yeah. Gryfflet with the taciturn responses to Akardor. Okay. Hey, Sigileth. What's up, Sigileth? Let's see, who are you? Let's see. Oh, you've got 2 knives. Those are really nice. Nice knives there, Sigileth. I am Sigileth, and I know already of your deeds. You are welcome to accompany us on this errand. Oh, thanks. Thanks. I'm being assigned to you, so I'm glad you approve. Though I have my doubts as to its wisdom. Yeah, hey, look, I think we're all alike on that. It's a sorrow that the dwarves have lost their own to the cages of the enemy, but that is the way of war. Returning Mazog seems indefensible. Okay. Well, nobody seems to have my particular objection to that, but I get it. Tell me about yourself, Sigileth. There's little to tell. I have lived long in Lorien, and in all that time I have not seen such an endeavor as that of the Golden Host. If any of its aims come to pass, it will seem to me a wonder. Wait, okay. So are you saying you've never seen anything like this before, and so you couldn't wait to get involved because you thought it was awesome, and there was never been this much chance for awesomeness to this point? Like, that would be kind of like an Arthurian knight response, right? You know, this is an enterprise that, you know, that hath great worship in it, you know, and so we must be in on it. Is that what you're saying, Sigileth, or are you saying you think this is dumber than anything you've ever heard in your life? I vow to see the will of the Lord and Lady in all things. To see to the will and the Lord and Lady in all things. For they have shown me kindness and beauty in such measures I would not have believed. Okay, right. So you're just doing it because they said so, despite the fact that you think it's a bad idea. Okay, all right. So you were actually impugning the mission, not saying you wanted to be a part of it. Where'd you get your knives? Yeah, nice knives, lady. I crafted these knives yourself. Oh, did you? That's great. This one is called Ignasigil. Ignasigil, for his sharp point can pierce even the air. And this one is Lanchigil, for his edge can halve a whisper. They are the last knives I will ever make, for all others would be less. These are your masterworks, kind of like Feanor and the jewels, right? You know, there are some works that, you know, you can't do a second. I get it. That's cool. For each orc I slay, I will carve a mark on the hilt of the knife that deals the killing blow, and I will gift Lankagil and Ignasigil to the Lord and Lady when the grips are completely filled with these marks. Wow. Okay, but what if you live for like another 3,000 years, or 10,000 years, or 100,000 years? How small are the marks that you make on the hilts? So you're going to retire at that point? So what you're really saying is, your service to the Lord and Lady in war has a time limit, right? It's going to expire at some point, and then you're like, I'm out of here? I don't know, Sigileth. I question this. But anyway, Radir. Hey, Radir. What's your story? Sorry. Yeah, okay. What's your instance text? Pleasure to meet you too, Radir. I know that you will be a great asset to us. Oh, I'm glad. It's nice of you to say so. We are to bring the Orc leader to Dol Guldur, if we are to bring the Orc leader to Dol Guldur with the hope that we can exchange his freedom for that of the dwarf prisoners, we must do so in secret. I'm all about stealth, man. Our numbers are not so great that we can resist a determined effort to take him from us before reaching the fortress. I agree. You and me, stealthy. That's the plan. Who are you? I learned the ways of the forest from our kin in the northern reaches of Mirkwood. Really, are they they're stealthier? The Mirkwood elves are stealthier than you guys in general? And that place holds little fear for me. Mirkwood holds little fear for me. Oh, right, because you're right, northern Mirkwood. Gotcha. What the enemy has wrought in the southern reaches of the forest fills me rather with anger and with sadness for the life that once sheltered there. Oh, okay, so you're like you've got a broader pro-Mirkwood perspective, so you're like, I want to go and to strike a blow at Dol Guldur and maybe work against the corruption of the forest. I hear you. I have planned a route through the forest that will permit us to bring Mazog almost to the very gates of Dol Guldur without being seen. All right. Sounds like a plan, Radir. What can we expect in Mirkwood? The forest is dark and dense, and its paths are not to be lightly trod. But you need not fear overmuch, for I am familiar with its ways. Oh, good. I'm glad we have a sensible guide, and I hope that we will have your expert guidance all the way through. I will bring you safely to the gates of Dol Guldur by secret ways the enemy knows not. Sounds perfect. Once we are there, we will rely upon the other elves of the company. My skill is in tracking and not in battle. If the exchange does not go well, it may come to fighting. I think it will come to fighting. I agree with you. That seems likely. Oh wait, you had something else to say, didn't you, Radir? Didn't you have a third one? What do we know about Dol Guldur? Yeah, okay. In the far reaches of southern Mirkwood, the fortress of Dol Guldur stands atop a rocky height. Absolutely. It was the stronghold of the enemy for a time. Sort of. Yeah, I mean, when he was like, the necromancer. Absolutely. And his evil, and still his evil festers there. Right. I walked there once long ago. Really? In Dol Guldur? Like prior to... Because see, that's the thing with elves, right? When you're talking with elves, you never know when they're like long ago. When an elf says long ago, it's not really clear what the scale of the long ago is, right? Are we talking back in the First Age, right? Because he could have, like 5,000 years ago. Or does he mean long ago in the Third Age, like back when Sauron was in power there as the necromancer? In fact, if he does mean that, it would seem a little bit odd, because it was only, 160 years ago that Gandalf went there and found Thran down in the prisons, right? Got the map and the key from him. So if that's the case, 160 years, no elf would call that long ago, right? But anyway, that's a little curious. Anyway, the memory is grim, and were it not for my companion on that journey, I would have despaired. Who is your companion, Radir? If all goes well, we will not need to tread where I once did, and for that I am grateful. Okay. Also sounding ominous. Not mentioning your companion. If your companion was Gandalf, it wasn't all that long ago, Radir. But where are the others? There were 5 or 6? I'm already forgetting the number of the hidden. Where are we? Where's the rest of them? Was that it? Oh, I got to talk to... I just ran off and left you there, Brygo, and that wasn't right. Sorry. Yeah, these look great. So we've got the Vengeance Seeker, whose brother just died. Sigileth, the temporary mercenary on behalf of the Lord and Lady, who doesn't agree with them but kills people anyway. And Radir, who loves Mirkwood and would like to free it, but hopes it doesn't come to fighting and is very sneaky. I'm all over it, Brygwin. Okay, the Elves of the Hidden Guard were chosen for their varied expertise in a number of areas. Sigileth for her skill in melee combat, right, was getting that from the knives. Radir for his expert tracking ability. They already told me this, man. Were it my decision, I might have let Akardor join the main force of the Malethrim rather than the Hidden Guard, given the recent tragedy of his brother's death. But I'm sure Lady Galadriel had her own reasons for speaking on his behalf. Okay, I'll bring you to the rest of the company. Okay, good. Let's meet the others. Oh, off we go. Isuriel was offered the strategic oversight of the Golden Host. Really? She's going to be the general? But she turned it down? You don't know why? She thought others might be better suited for leadership? Just sort of elvish modesty? Isuriel, huh? So she was going to be the general of the Golden Host. Wow. Okay, so there's Isuriel and Kukaran. All right. Hi, Isuriel. Tell me about yourself. I am a stranger to war and battle. Well, and they offered you the generalship? Really? And I am proud to say so. To learn the secrets of our shared past and the knowledge that comes from wisdom is my aim, not the doing of great deeds. I hope to bring the perspective of history and my knowledge of lore to bear as part of the Hidden Guard. For prowess in combat, we will need to rely on Akardor or Sigileth. So you don't do melee. I get it. But I like that you're lore master, and that's great, and that's important. But fascinating that you are asked to be the general of the Golden Host if you don't know anything about war. But I'm with you. Yeah, totally. I will help. What can you tell me about Mirkwood? Radir has chosen a path through the forest that should bring us to Dol Guldur in secret. Yeah, but there'll be dangers, right? Of course. Evil still live in Dol Guldur, absolutely. We'll have secrecy on our side, but don't be lulled into complacency. Naturally not. Right, yeah, so we've got to watch out for the evils, and yeah. What can we expect from Mazog? What can we expect from Mazog? I would love it if Isuriel's answer was one word. Recalcitrance. That's what we can expect from him. Mazog remains a dangerous foe, even in captivity. We will meet the dwarves escorting Mazog once we make the crossing of Anduin. They will not let down their guard, and neither should we. I am certain Mazog will try to escape, or worse, at some point on the journey. I wonder if that is our real peril, if we'll be keeping Akardor from slaying him once it happens. Yeah, that is going to be a bit of an adventure. The road is long. I love the phlegmatic little taglines that you get at the bottom of these dialogue boxes. They're often either sort of, wry and cutting, or sort of, understated and phlegmatic. I think it's the road is long. Yeah. And how is Suriel? Absolutely. Okay. Right, it's good to see me again. Yeah, no problem. Where did we meet before? I don't quite remember. Did we meet over on the other side of the river? I'm blanking already. But you welcome me to the ranks of the Hidden Guard, the knives of Sigileth, the bow of Kukaron, and the path knowledge of Radir, and the strong will of Akardor. Strong will, yes, that makes that fun. We'll see this mission through, and the friendship between Moria and Lothlorien will be stronger for it. All right, like your vision here, Asuriel. I can see why you were chosen. You're chosen to be leader, right? You're the leader of the Hidden Guard here. That sounds right. Like a generalship, I'm not quite sure about if you don't know anything about war, but this sounds like you've got the right attitude here. Let the enemy quake when he learns of the approach of the Golden Host, and he will think nothing of the Hidden Guard until we be at the gates of Dol Guldur and demand the prisoners kept there in exchange for the life of Mazog. Good plan, right up into that last step. Hi, Kukaron. It has been my honor to provide food for the feasts of Lothlorien. You're a cook? Really? You're Kukaron the cook? Wow. I don't even know what to say about that. And in recent days, to guard its borders from the orcs stirred out of Moria. I fought alongside Haldir and his brothers to keep the passes of Fanuathal free from evil. Okay. So you're the militant cook and border guard. Often combined careers. What do we think of this mission? I don't know if victory is possible, but I will meet the challenge standing upright with Kumaith bent. Kumaith is the name of his bow. That's nice. With his string taut. We cross the river and bring the fight to the very lawns of the enemy. Does he have a lawn? Seriously? The enemy has lawns? Like, does he have a landscaper? To the lawns of the enemy. What a strange thing to say, Kukaron. Are you imagining that, like, the necromancer had a front yard? What, does he have, like, lawn flamingos as well? That's a strange thing to say, Kukaron. While the Golden Host launches its attack, the Hidden Guard will deliver their charge to the gates of the fortress and demand satisfaction. So we're going to go there, we're going to challenge him to a duel, are we, Kukaron? All right. If fortune is on our side, one of our aims at least will end in victory. Okay. We will be better for the trying, even should we fail. Fine. Good. Right. All right. I see. Yeah. All right. What do you have to say to me, Kukaron? Oh, I see everybody else has arrived, right, while we've been chatting. Where's the other dude? Oh, there he is. Behind the... Okay, yeah, there are 4 there. Okay. All right, Kukaron. Let's see. You're the Hidden Guard, formed by the order of the Lord and Lady, and it is our mission. I know what it is. Yeah, secrecy is our watchword, right? Yep. I'll be a vital member. Totally, man. All right. Wait, talk to whom? Oh, boatman guy. Are you coming too? Carcass? Oh, it'll be your pleasure to ferry us across the river. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate your ferrying us across the river. All right. Hey, Radir. We have made the crossing. That's right. Let's go discuss with the dwarves. Okay, we're meeting dwarves. You hope Browan and the dwarves understood the importance of the errand's secrecy? Right, they're probably not as sneaky as we are, Radir, but, you know, it's only so much you can do. Right, they're not known for their subtlety. Here we are. Okay. Hi, guys. We are the Hidden Guard. Wow, they were stealthy. They just appeared like out of nowhere. Radir of Lorien. That's right. Great worth and bravery. Aw, shucks. Who do we have here? Browan. It's Browan. Good to see you, Browan. Yeah, and there's Mazog. We're all here. Browan, son of Brogur, and these are the brothers Greyhammer. Luth, Otri, and Rosar. Really? Okay. We go to Dol Guldur to trade the orc Mazog for the freedom of my cousin Bori. Am I to understand you know the paths of this unpleasant forest? Yeah, man, he does. He's all about Mirkwood. I just found out all about this. You know the ways, for he trod them long ago to the very foundations of Dol Guldur. I still want to know how long ago that was, Radir. I'm still a little hazy on that question. The elves of my company will bring Mazog there by these paths. Oh, he's not going to like that. Oh, Mazog's not going to like that. You will not make it a league. The orcs of Mirkwood will descend upon you and free me. Oh, whatever. Whatever. Be silent, filth. Quiet, prisoner. Yeah, the brothers Greyhammer are going to pound on you if you're not. He's frightened, though it be not of us. Really, Isurio? Yeah, so he's frightened of somebody who isn't. You should be frightened of Akardor, is really whom you should be frightened of here. It's the strength of the dwarves that frightens him. Bro, and you're kind of a little delusional here. Mazog is frightened of being brought to Dol Guldur. Yeah. But why are his allies not there? What could cause him to fear that place? I've been trying to explain to you guys that it doesn't work this way among the bad guys. Makes me all the more eager to bring him there. Let him quake upon the road. Okay. So you like the fact that he doesn't like it. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on, Broen. I forgot. Look at this helmet I'm wearing. That thing is awesome. That is just one of the most funny looking helmets I've ever had. Especially with the rest of this outfit. Okay, sorry. Get your game face on, Gryfflet. It's sneaky time. We got to keep up with Rodier in the stealth department. Time to ninjafy. All right, Broen. At last we're underway. Yeah. If I have faith in these elves, the hidden guard, then I will as well. Good. All right. May our journey through Mirkwood be swift, and our return trip the swifter, with Bori and the other captives hale and hearty. Yep, I'm sure it's going to be exactly that simple, Broen. Let us see the camp these elves have made. Okay. I'm glad you won't complain, Broen. Yeah, so Natasha's telling me that, they see what they think is an elegant path to their desired end, and they're tuning everything else out. That's kind of what it's beginning to look like, Natasha. I got to tell you, I'm not a fan. Hey, look, it's Kiriana. There she is waiting for me. Not that I'm likely to need healing.
Good or ill, we now have no choice but to embark upon this journey.
We could not embark. We've barely started. I mean, if we... Never mind. Alfirimbes. Yes, okay. It's begun. Okay. May both aims of the Melethrim see victory in the end, the rescue of the prisoners held by the enemy in Dol Guldur, and the delay of an attack out of Mirkwood upon Lothlorien. We will do all that we can to see both of these done. All right. Fair enough.
The success of the Hidden Guard's errand will depend, I think, upon secrecy.
I'm getting that impression too. Secrecy has been the trend, hence the name Hidden Guard. So I think we're all agreed on that point. We must ensure that the orcs of Mirkwood do not learn of Mazog's presence beneath the eaves, or they will surely launch an attack upon us in such numbers we cannot repel them. Right. Okay. So to the southeast are 2 forts, from which the orcs of Mirkwood maintain a watch over this part of the forest. Search any coffers you find at Mauthul Ulur and Ashur's Maufalug for orc... Maufalug is a really fun word to say. Ashur's Maufalug. For orc communications, and defeat any of the Taugash you find in the Mirkeeves as you do. Okay, so I'm supposed to defeat Taugash and find a coffer in one of those 2 places. Fine. If I can return to you with any plans or messages that can mention Mazog, we can determine how to proceed. Okay, with secrecy is how we proceed, right? That's kind of my understanding. Okay, we may need to act quickly to survive. Got it. So I'm finding a coffer in one of those 2. Wait, excuse me. All right, so... Right. Okay. We'll, I'll do that. This should be easy. Let's go, and we're going to fight some orcs. How many do I need? 8 of them? Okay, that sounds fine. And, the stable master's here. Oh, right, because I was just in the intro area before. No, just introducing myself. Good to meet you. Now I'm going to head south. That's not south. That's south. And we're going to look for a coffer in the most northerly of those camps here. Okay. Now, as I do this, I want to start answering my lore question of the day. lore question that I want to answer today came from, and I may get to more than one, who knows, but at least one. The lore question comes from Andang, actually. Who's chasing me? I'm in combat, and I don't know why. Weird. Oh, is that why? There's Goblin Scouts right there? It's kind of pitiful, man. Goblin Scout. Okay, so Andang is the source of my question. He asked me this question by email, and the question was about the Paths of the Dead. Well, really about the Oathbreakers. It's a really good question. The question was, why does Aragorn release the Oathbreakers after the... Okay, so I just go to Falug here. All right, we're just going to look for... All right, we'll see if we can find any coffers here. All right, so there we are. Lots of boars around here. Oh, there's one. Look at that. I found a coffer. Surrounded by a boar with a boar on top of it. Wow. That was unexpected. Well, this was too easy. Nothing that mentions Mazog. Yeah, okay. I thought that seemed a little too easy. Not even surrounded by orcs or anything. Okay, so, and next question, as I said. Why does Aragorn release the Oathbreakers after the Battle of Pelargir? That is to say, why is it that he held their oath to be fulfilled at that point? You know, why... You know, of course, in the movies, the Oathbreakers come to the Battle of Pelennor Field, and it's only after the Battle of Pelennor Field that Aragorn acknowledges their oath to be fulfilled. That, of course, is a difference, you know, a change from the book, but that's okay. What's interesting to me is it's true. I mean, Andang is right. As his question suggests, it's not obvious. It's not completely obvious why it is that at that earlier point, Aragorn should be like, okay, you're done, when obviously they're not done, right? They're still, really, Pelargir was obviously only step one to the much more significant step. I mean, they had to get to Pelargir in order to defeat the Corsairs so that the men of Southern Gondor would be available to come with them, and you know, he could lead them to the relief of the city. So his strategy is clear, but his strategy is not complete. I mean, again, the taking of Pelargir, obviously only step one. So that being the case, what reasons are there for his thinking that, you know, they had done what they needed to do? Okay. I will start my answer the same way I start most of my answers, by saying, I don't know. I don't know why that is. I mean, it's never explained exactly. I can explain why it kind of makes sense to me. Where's the coffer? Is there no coffer here? Shouldn't there be a boss? You're not a boss, are you? No, you're just a warrior. Yeah. I mean, I know you're Tauhash, so I should kill you, but at Malchul Ular, is that where I am? Where am I? No, I'm at Ashur's Malfalug. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's even better. So isn't there a coffer somewhere around here? Maybe I'm not there yet. Maybe I still have to go a little deeper in over here. Do I have to get up there? How do I get up there? Go around this way? Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Fine. Excuse me. I'm looking. Oh, there it is! Yeah, I'm going to be picking your pockets. Though, there's something that makes me uncomfortable about picking the pockets of somebody wearing a loincloth. And I'm not reassured by successfully burgling a bottle of salve. I don't really want to smear upon my person, I think, a salve which was burgled from an orc wearing a loincloth. I just kind of have to put that out there. But anyway, let's do this thing, Talkosh Warrior. Since here we are, and that coffer's right over there, and you're gonna aggro on me as soon as I get the coffer anyway, so there's really no point in doing that. Are those fish? Have they been fishing? Oh yeah, that's really cute. Look at that. They've got dried fish, I guess. It's like some carp or something. Perch. And a bed? Is that a bed? Is this the bedroom of the boss guy? I find the letter addressed to Mazog. Oh, it's bunk. It's double beds. It's 2 single beds side by side. Does the orc leader have a wife with whom, and they sleep in 2 separate beds like a 1950s sitcom? I don't understand this at all. Maybe this is for the guards. Maybe the boss man orc has a much bigger bed upstairs. And they've got 3 bins of empty bottles. Right? You know what? Never mind. I am just going to stop speculating on what happens in this place with the 2 beds. The 2 beds decorated with bones and spikes. With the 3 bottles. With the 3 bins of empty bottles, the pile of weaponry, and the fish hanging on strings. Originally, I was looking around and thinking, maybe I can imaginatively fill in the cracks about what, really happens around here. But now that I've seen it, I'm thinking I don't want to know. I really don't. Okay. Oh, man. Failed to burgle anything from him? That's not right. Hey there, Archer. I love how that warrior standing right over there just doesn't mind. He really must not like you very much. Are you unpopular generally or just with him, do you think? Okay. Hey there, Talgosh warrior. So your skin is an unpleasant color of blue, which I hope you won't take too personally. But you're wearing a knee guard on the left side? Or is that like a knee pad? Do you often kneel to do Oh, never mind. Yeah, maybe you're such a cringing toady that you actually needed a protective pad on your knees. Because you were doing so much groveling. Hey there, Archer. Yeah, so I'm going to come over here and fight you. Now, you have a much more expansive loincloth. Take that however we like, I suppose. And a belt? Is that a big old belt that you're wearing? You guys are yellow to me, but you just won't stay alive for me to let me finish looking at your clothing. Okay, so you're fighting with an ice axe. You don't wear any shoes. So you have bracers, an unflattering helmet. I've got to tell you, you would look much more intimidating without the helmet. And a necklace with what looks like a bib attached to it, which is really not flattering. I like the spikes on your bow so that you can stab people that come into close range, which is a fun effect. You've got these greaves on your legs, right? But still no boots. And the whole barefoot with greaves thing is, it's a jaunty look, but it's odd. I'm not going to pretend. It looks like you're half dressed. But, how many? Oh, one more? I need one more. Hey there, Mr. Archer. Did you just respawn, or were you shooting at me from a distance and thought better of it later on? Because I couldn't blame you if you had, really. I mean, Gryfflet is just cutting a swath through the orcs of your camp. Right? I mean, that's a little bit embarrassing on your behalf. Okay, let's bolt. Let's pony up Gryfflet and head straight back. Because we've got a... Ooh, what's the report? Hail, Mazog, Lord of the Pit. They wrote in common. That's so nice. I was afraid that we were going to get their dispatch, and it was going to be in the black speech, and we're going to bring it back, and she's going to be like, thank you for bringing back to me the thing that I told you to get. Unfortunately, I don't know how to read it. But no, we're in good hands, apparently, these days. Okay, so I found the bridge with the wargs chasing me, and that's fine. Anyway, sorry. Hail Mazog, Lord of the Pit and ruler of the caves. The bearer of this communication has been proven in battle. So true. Oh, the irony. His strength measured among the very highest of my warriors. Oh, even more pointed irony. I love the dramatic irony of this message. Yes, indeed, has the bearer of this message found his strength measured against the very highest of your warriors, and found that it exceeded them quite noticeably, I would point out. I gift him to your services in token of the friendship of the orcs of Mirkwood. So, right, yes, you're gifting him to my services. Is that warg still chasing me? Oh, no, there he goes. I am serving Mazog in a capacity, right, in a sense, right, or, yeah. Okay, now this is great. Okay, I hear affixed the mark of Malfolug. May we meet in battle beneath the yellow leaves someday soon. Like against each other? Probably not. Probably. And share a cup and stories of death and glory. All right, I'll pass that right along. Right, no, I'm not supposed to deliver it, of course, to Mazog, but... Hey, Alpharimbes? Okay, yeah. You found I did find a report addressed to Mazog, right? And it was in the common speech, and it's really ironic. Wait till you see it. Fortune is with us, your adventurous burglar. Yeah, no problem. The orcs do not yet know we have captured Mazog and brought him into Mirkwood. Right, see? Stealth. It's working out for us. They think he resides still in Moria. The errand of the hidden guard remains secret. All right. A problem arose while I was away. Oh, dear. Luth Greyhammer, a dwarf of Browen's company, has become increasingly agitated about the plans of the Golden Host. The plans of the Golden Host? Like the whole Golden Host? The preemptive strike at Dol Guldur doesn't seem like a good idea to you? Okay. All right, I'll assure him we're doing all that we can to make this journey a safe one. Is he upset that you are attacking, or upset that you're not attacking? I'm not following you. You're worried about the Greyhammers. Well, I understand. Where's Luth? There he is, walking around, pacing restlessly up and down the camp. Hi, Luth.
At last, someone who will listen to me.
Hey, they're listening to you. I mean, they don't think much of you, but they're listening. Okay, you might have known it would be me. Well, I do have a reputation for listening to irrational dwarves. I'm held in great esteem by Bosley and Broger, right? And have proven yourself a friend of the Iron Garrison. That's right. Though I have not attained sufficient rep, I think, to get a fast goat. So if you could put in a word for me, I'd appreciate it. I will be a friend, too, of the Greyhammers. Oh, good. These elves do not have the experience with orcs that we Greyhammers do. Oh, they seem understanding enough when I recount the many grievances my family has suffered at the hands of Mazog and his forebears. But I can tell they think I exaggerate. Do I exaggerate the wounding of my grandfather Thormar at Azanul Bazaar, who walked with a limp ever after? Well, at least he wasn't a burned dwarf, right? Count your blessings on that one. Or the curse levied against my father Tandri by Bolg himself, that he never again found valuable ore in the deeps. Oh, man. Bolg cursed your father? Cursed him that he would never again find valuable ore? Where did that happen? I mean, that's got to be a battlefield curse, right? You've got to think that's a battlefield curse. In which case, it must have happened at the Battle of Five Armies, right? Because Bolg is killed at the Battle of Five Armies. Killed by Bjorn, of course, at the Battle of Five Armies. So your dad was at the Battle of Five Armies, and on the battlefield in front of Erebor, Bolg cursed your father never to find valuable ore. Really striking to have Bolg kind of take time out to think of such an effective curse. Such a significant one from the dwarvish perspective. Wow. Anyway, sorry, you just want these elves to acknowledge how dangerous Mazog is, even in captivity. Dude, they totally acknowledge that. What is your problem? Everybody acknowledges that Mazog is dangerous. And to post a Greyhammer sentry wherever he is being kept. So you don't. The real problem is you don't trust the elves. I got it. Okay. You go back but it's not that you don't trust them to be true, right? It's not. You're not. It's. Oh, he just walked away from me and canceled his dialogue. Come back here, Luth. Anyway, it's not that you think they're going to betray you. Right, it's just that you think that they're incompetent. Right. Okay. You go back and tell Alfirimbes that my family deserves the honor after all the hurts Mazog. Wait, what honor are you asking for again? You want to post a sentry over him at all times. Right. All right. I'll tell Alfirimbes that.
Mazog will account for all slights in time, both real and imagined.
Mazog will account for all slights. Wait, hang on. Let's get some context of that odd statement. You admire the determination of the Greyhammers, and you're sure that Luth and the rest of his family will be a great help in the Golden Host. Oh, I'm glad you're glad. I'm less convinced, but who knows? But I hope he will spend more time with his duties and less time explaining the various grievances he bears against the orcs. Look, have you talked to Akaroth? What's his name again? Acker. I'm getting his name now mixed up with one of the rivers of the underworld, which is Acheron. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Right. We've all suffered at their hands, right? And Luth is no more than the rest of us, right? Akardor, right? Akardor. Might say he has suffered less than some. Well, exactly. But anyway, okay. Fine. Again, explaining grievances, if that's a problem. Anyway, whatever. Mazog will account for all slights in time. Okay, in context, I understand that even less. Alfirimbes, let me make sure I'm getting this. Radir spoke with me. It is time to bring Mazog deeper into the Mirkwood. He will account for all slights in time. So he will take credit for them. He will take them into account. He will make up for them. Make up for all slights in time. That's kind of what it sounds like, right? That's what you would do with a slight. You'd make up for it, right? If we're talking about reconciliation. But, in what sense is Mazog going to do this? Do you mean the success of the mission will make up for it? That must be what you mean. But what an odd way to say it.
Radir has planned a course through Mirkwood that avoids some of its overt dangers.
Yeah, he told me. Super secret. No one's going to see us coming. Okay. But the first leg may be treacherous. Right, the path he has chosen winds through the winds through the fetid marshlands of the Drownholt. Oh, dear. Though if they're marshlands, I am kind of glad to hear that they're fetid. All good marshlands really ought to be fetid if they possibly can. It really is the best way for marshland to be. So I'm glad to hear they're rising to the occasion. Right, he names it Rod Kenned and tells me it should be free of orcs. The path. The path is called Rod Kenned. The path is a name? Who calls it Rad Kenned? Does he call it Rad Kenned? Is that like his personal nickname for this path? Because if not, doesn't that suggest it's not secret? If it has a name? And therefore presumably also a reputation? Okay, anyway. But Radir spoke of other hazards, the like of which we may not expect. Spongy earth. No! No one expects spongy earth that clings to the foot. Thickets of briars that will bring the spongy earth. Thickets of briars that will catch clothing and armor and break your concentration. Great pools of stagnant water that can slow your progress to a crawl. You and the other members of the Hidden Guard will need to be cautious of these and other dangers. And the comfy chair. I'll also watch out for any comfy chairs I happen to find. I'll try to stop the Monty Python references, though I often find that difficult. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's Spanish Inquisition references. Never mind. You and the other members of the Hidden Guard will need to be cautious of these and other dangers. Few travel through the Drownholt unless they have very good reason to do so. Keeping beneath the enemy's notice until Mazog is at his doorstep is one such reason. Good. I'm so glad we meet with your approval. Speak with you again and you'll show me to the rest of the company. Okay. All right, let's do this.
The Hidden Guard departs for Radiant's
We're ready.
course through the Drownholt at midnight.
At midnight. Very good.
The first leg of the Hidden Guard's journey will take them through the treacherous fens of the Drownholt, a perilous road, but a necessary one when secrecy is so highly prized.
Right. Oh, but you brought a banner, Isuriel. That's nice. Just you and Mazog, huh? You two are having a little... Where are the dwarves? Hey, Isuriel, why isn't there a grey hammer standing watch over Mazog? Anyone asked you that? Hang on. Hold that thought. Isuriel. Is this your personal banner, Isuriel? I like it. Look at that banner. So, okay. Obviously, we have a Malorn tree in the middle, right? Is this the banner of the Golden Host? And which would make sense with the gold thing and everything. But so we have a Malorn tree, a stylized Malorn tree at the center, which is fine, right? That's what we'd expect. But look at, we have this amethyst. Looks like an amethyst. It looks like a purple gem, right? In the roots, embraced in the roots of the Malorn tree. Why an amethyst? And why is it set amongst the roots? Doesn't it look like as if there's sort of like hidden treasure, something hidden that's precious and valuable beneath the roots of the tree, at the roots of the tree? So is this like something that's beautiful there that is at the origin? Could the amethyst in this picture be a kind of a symbol of maybe perhaps Galadriel herself? Maybe? I kind of like that. Unless it's you, Isuriel. It does match your outfit better, but no, I mean like if it's your family, is this your family banner? In which case, like your house could be the house of the amethyst at the root of the Malorn. And what's up with the background? I'm trying to figure out these lines. It's not writing. It's just like a sort of a sunburst pattern around the. Okay. All right. Nice banner, Isuriel. Do I have to? Can I talk to your banner? Not yet, huh? Okay, I'll talk to you. We have come part of the way. Oh, good. There's a long way to go, and the Drownholt is perilous. That's what I heard. While Radir has chosen our road with care, we must still use caution. The rest of the Hidden Guard have gone on ahead. Right, for we cannot move as a group if we're to maintain our secrecy. Right. I will bring Mazog to the members of your company further ahead. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle on ahead with Mazog. Fine. Oh, wait, something approaches. I will leave the coordination of our attack in your hands. Why? I thought you were the general. Okay. Shout commands. Morale support. Quickly. Okay. Being attacked by bog lurkers. Bog lurkers, really? Okay. Alright, and I know Kiriana's going to be getting nervous because, you know, here I am unprotected in this solo instance. But they can't even hurt me. Man, Gryfflet is a little tank over here. Hey there, Bog Guardian. Yeah. Oh, and now I get to hit you from behind? Oh, yeah. See, Isuriel, you did fine. What were you fighting with, anyway? Oh, Rad Kenned creepers! Oh dear. See, did they use this name too? Does everyone in Mirkwood know about Rod Kenned? I mean, is the joke really on Rodier and he's not half as stealthy as he believes himself to be? That would be ironic. It'd be a little funny. I like to think he's nice and competent, though. Good, good. Well, you must be doing a wonderful job, Isuriel, of supporting my morale because... Yeah. Okay. Is that it? We good? Alright, that's all of them. Okay. We've done well to repel the creepers of the Drownholt. Oh, good. Yeah. It's always a good day when you repel creepers. There will be more creepers. We must protect Mazog from their barbs and grasping tendrils, though our hearts be not fully in it. Right. So our hearts aren't fully in keeping him from being torn to pieces. I understand. Make certain his shackles are secure and travel forward with him through the swamp. Okay, so I got to go to Kukuron. All right. Hey, Mazog, how are your shackles? Doing well. Okay, you ensure that Mazog's shackles are secure. The orc sneers at you and his eyes glow yellow with hate. All right, I gotta follow him. Come on, Mazog. Oh, you're afraid the briar's gonna tear. You're gonna try to lead me through the briars? I see. I see your devious plan. Watch my footing. You're afraid I'm going to drown in the mud? Okay. How can I go around the thorns? How does that sound? Okay. The bow elf is still alive. Oh, you've got the same banner. So maybe it's the Melethrin banner. I didn't really notice the Golden Horde banner. How did I know? Wasn't the Golden Horde banner the Melethrin banner, the big, huge, tall one? Right? Yeah. Huh. Ah, Tony, thank you. Andang's question. I had forgotten. I was just trying. There was a banner, Tony, and I lost my head. Next time I'm chasing Mazog. Actually, I'm going to be able to fight creatures here soon, right? Oh, it's smoothly. Yeah, going very smoothly. Very good. Stand by this banner and shout. Okay. Let's see, what do we need? Slower enemies attack speed. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, oh, we're beset on all sides by wizards. So Andang's question. I had finished, as I recall, articulating the question, but not so much on the actual answering of the question. So, okay. Why does he hold their oath to be fulfilled? Well, the first thing I would like to say is, oh, no, not Mazog. I'm not allowed to kill him during this combat. But I'm probably not allowed to let anybody else kill him, which is frankly disappointing. So in the movies, you will remember that Gimli, so they come to the Battle of Five Armies, and at the end of the Battle of Five Armies, Aragorn is having that scene where he confronts them and he's going to release them and tell them that they did fine. And Gimli says that it's a bad idea, that he doesn't want Aragorn to release them because they're awful handy to have around and they should hang on to them for longer, because if he releases them now, then they're not going to be able to use them in combat anymore. I have to say, you know, one of my kind of general principles is I don't criticize changes that they make from the books and the film simply on principle. That is to say, the mere fact that something is different doesn't mean it's wrong or even necessarily bad. They're telling their own story, and that's okay. My problems come in when I do have problems. My problems come in either when the story that they're telling is itself incoherent and just doesn't hold together. That I object to. Or when the sort of the change that they make seems to just kind of undermine the story in ways that the change is not really kind of taking into account. I strongly dislike Gimli's urging them not to let the Oathbreakers go, urging Aragorn not to let the Oathbreakers go, for the latter reason, because I think it hideously undermines the character of Gimli. He is urging Aragorn to break his own word to the Oathbreakers. I mean, apart from the morality of the question, does Gimli not appreciate the irony of what he's telling Aragorn to do? It doesn't work. It's nothing like what Gimli would do. And I don't even mean the Gimli in the book. It's not really what the Gimli in the films would do, it seems. And it makes no sense intrinsically, and is horrible. What's more, so I hate that moment. I hate that line in the film when they make Gimli, say this sort of comical thing. But anyway, thinking about that, though, kind of helps me come to sort of thinking about, all right, why does he release them? He released them because he promises them to. What are exactly the terms when he summons them to the Stone of Erech? What's the deal with the Oathbreakers? And what's more, what was the deal with the Oathbreakers and Isildur originally? What was the oath that they failed to adhere to earlier on? And so I think if we have to think in those terms in order to make any sense of it. Okay, there's a tunnel just ahead. You'll stay here. I gotta enter the tunnel and bring Mazog through. Okay. You'll guard him. Oh, bring them to me here. Okay, fine. All right, there's the tunnel. I see it. Okay, I'll go into the tunnel. Clear the tunnel of dangers so Mazog can be safely escorted. All right, fine. Got some more creepers here. Yeah. All right. Fine. So back to the question: what is it that they promised to do to Isildur? They didn't necessarily promise to enlist in the armies of Gondor. The reason that I find the sort of the Gimli in the film situation kind of illuminating. Again, I find it horrible, but I find it helps me answer the question. And by the way, sidebar, this is one of the effects I often find of the films. When the films, oh, hey, Radir. Oh, he's uphill, up there. Left him out there with Kukuran. Yeah. When I feel like the films make a mistake and I really disagree with the choice that the films have made, I find that it often helps me understand, to think through more clearly what it is that the book does, that the film is doing differently and, in my opinion, worse. So even in the places where I find the film, where I don't like what the film did, I still find it to be very, very useful, very fruitful, often to think about. Hi, Radir. I explained Kukuran's desire that I clear the tunnel, right? Radir nods. It's a good idea. The creepers here remained asleep for Siglath and I to pass through, but of course Mazog would have sought to awaken them. Right. Okay. Radir seems to think for a moment, then haltingly begins. I came back here because I thought I saw someone I knew, Gryfflet. A friend. But it could not be, for this friend has not walked this way for many a year and has since gone where none may follow. Thought you saw a friend. If I did not know better, I would have sworn it was he, but there is nothing but creepers. It was a trick of the light, my error in the dim. So, assuming that the friend that you had before was Gandalf, Radir, you thought you saw Gandalf, because that would fit, right? The friend hasn't walked this way for many a year, and he's since gone where none may follow, i.e. to death, right? Because he fell in Moria. We found his hat. I can confirm we did a complete forensic analysis of the scene of Gandalf's fall. So that was fine. But, okay. So you thought you saw Gandalf here. Could it be Gandalf? Gandalf wandering around southern Mirkwood? That wouldn't really be Gandalf, so who would it be? Saruman? I mean, there's precedent for that, right? Seeing Saruman and thinking that it's Gandalf. Is that what's going on here? Is Saruman wandering around? Or somebody else? Radagast? Weird. I don't really know. I don't really know. I'm confused, Rodier. Maybe this will become clearer later. Alright, Rodier, you stay here. I'll be right back. Try hopping. Maybe it's a little faster. Okay, so as I said, I closed my sidebar about the films. So, thinking about Gimli's ridiculous and undesirable request. Yeah, tunnel's clear. Check his shackles and off we go. Come on, Mazog. Tunnel, let's do this thing. Gimli in the film wants them to stay after the Battle of Pelennor Field. The question in the books, of course, is why didn't they actually stay for the Battle of Pelennor Field? To do so would be essentially to suggest that they had, again, been recruited into the armies of Gondor, and what then should they stay on after that? Again, like the film suggests, is that what's supposed to happen? Is this whoa? Oh, she's alive. That's a pity. So where should they end? After the Battle of Pelennor Field? If there, why there? Right? If not there, then what? Are they supposed to go on to the Black Gate? Are they part of the armies of the West indefinitely until the defeat of Sauron? Is that what they're in for? Until they significantly help defeat Sauron, right? Or until they participate in until Sauron actually gets defeated. Well, no, because if you think about it, that doesn't make sense, right? Their original oath wasn't to personally go after and defeat Sauron, right? Their oath was an oath of loyalty to support, to stay loyal to Gondor and to support Gondor in the wars against Sauron, right? Not necessarily to join up in the Gondorian military and to see it through to the bitter end in the destruction of Sauron, right? So if you think about it, if they had remained faithful allies, what would Isildur have asked of them back in the day, right? Would he have insisted that they come to Dagorlad and stay in with the armies until the end? Maybe, but I'm not convinced of that. Hi, Sigaleth. Yeah, Mazog's disappointed to see you alive. According to Rodier, this is the midpoint. Hooray! Okay. You are lucky that we have need of you. All right, Sigaleth would carve out your tripes in a heartbeat there, Mazog. Have you seen her knives? The banner of the Golden Host will allow you to... Okay, right, I got to select a support role again. Let's see. Why don't you just make our enemies bleed? That'll make things go faster. Because morale-wise, I seem to be doing more or less okay. All right. So, I love the other guy just comes and starts attacking Mazog from behind while Sigaleth and I just completely ignore him. Whatever. Okay. So like I said, I don't think that that's necessarily what Isildur would have demanded of them. So if you think about what Aragorn does demand of them, right? Aragorn demands that they essentially protect their terrain. They essentially what they do is they end up forming a part of the army, to basically join with the other allies, the sort of allied states of Gondor there, right? Who would have been related to the Oathbreakers originally, right? They too, like the Oathbreakers, would have been sort of originally natives of the land who swore fealty to the Númenórean kingdom of Gondor after it was established. They, the people of Lebanon and Belfalas, have stayed faithful, right? and the Oathbreakers have not, but that's what they were originally. And so what Aragorn asks them to do is to fight alongside them against the allies of Sauron. So ultimately, they kind of play their role as this, this sort of subject state, which seems like the kind of thing that is probably what Isildur would have asked them to do. In fact, at least it seems to me very likely. And Aragorn, when they finish it, he decides that they have done enough. They have done what they what they should have done. They have fulfilled their oath by fighting at Pelargir, by defending against the Corsairs, the other allies of Sauron. So I mean, to me, it kind of works. Vile insects. The only thing you can do is disappoint. I know, it's so sad. Okay. Next stage, Mazog. You ready? Go! Oh, and Gryfflet's in the way. Oh, wrong way. We're going this way, huh? Okay. You're gonna slog over there? You're going this way? Huh? Gryfflet pulls ahead again. All right. Gryfflet's in the wig. Mazog is catching up. Which way are we going? Oh, he jukes. He turns. There we go. Come on. Where are we headed? Run along, little Mazog. Oh, no. It seems that your company is smaller now than it was. Oh, no. It's Rodir. Who killed Rodir? Oh, man. Oh, this is bad news. Look at the soles of his boots, though. It's kind of cool. I can't... Is Mazog wearing skulls as earrings? Are they part of his neck? Like his neck gear? And are those ponytails? Those are the beards of dwarves, aren't they? Hanging down from the skulls? They totally are. Rodir, what's... You call his name and try to get a response, but it's too late. Oh, man. No signs of a struggle? What happened? Oh, this is bad. What a delight. Okay, look how fall the elves that seek to imprison me one by one. Is this going to be like an Agatha Christie murder, right? Where, like, one of them dies at a time in a closed room and we have to figure out who's doing it? Perhaps I will be next. Hobbit. Okay, right. We'll see. So end all the enemies of Mazog. Would you shut up? Seriously. Okay. Orcs of my distant kin, you seek to free Mazog, and he will be free with the reward. Okay, you're trying to reward people. Whoa! Come on, I gotta reach Arkador first, huh? Where is he? Unearthly torches mark the path to the ruins. Okay. One, 2, 3. Oh, man. I gotta beat Mazog there? Come on. Oh, there's the next torch. I already see it. Straight line Gryfflet. Jump. Does jumping help? I think jumping helps. I'm catching up with Mazog. Come on. Come on, little hobbit. Run faster. Oh, man. Mazog is so getting away from me. Go. 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 All right. Oh, Mazog took a wrong turn. There he is. Oh, it's the home stretch. It's Gryfflet by a mile. We're slogging. I'm gonna make it. Ah, yes. Ha ha. Ho ho. Mazog is free. Arkador is gonna mess him up. The quest will be over. We have blocked his escape. Oh man, I thought Arkador would happen to give if he gives you one reason, right? Okay, all right. Okay, we have blocked the orc's escape, and now we must gather the rest of the hidden guard and devise a new plan. Arkador's face is a storm cloud of emotions. Oh man, We must rejoin the Melethrim. There is a village called Audaheim among the dour stocks. Okay, we've got to discuss what to be done. All right, we got to go to the Haunted Inn. Phew! That was close. All right, Akardor. So, yeah, so basically I think that what Aragorn does is not only generous, you know, that he doesn't try to sort of milk extra service out of them. He doesn't try to dragoon them into his army. Instead, he accepts their service as a very significant service, right? And really a symbolic service. They rid the area, the place where the native allies of Gondor live, of the presence of the enemies of the allies of Sauron. Right, and they set free Belfalas and Lebenin, which enables the men of Belfalas and Lebenin to join with Aragorn and come up to the relief of Minas Tirith. And that not only seems just and generous, but also more fitting, really. It doesn't feel right for the Oathbreakers to come to the Battle of Pelennor Field. That's not their fight. And anyway, that isn't how leading the men of Gondor. His point is not to be a dread lord wielding powers of horror out of the distant past, and that's how he returns as king. If that's how Aragorn returns as king, that's a sketchy return as king, right? That would be, to find and dominate the Oathbreakers, these powerful dead spirits, and keep them rooted to his will and send them after his enemies again and again. That's how a Dark Lord acts, right? That's not how the King of Gondor acts. So they take an action, a significant one. They set, they undo their own defection, essentially, and they set the coastlands free. And he releases them, but then not only does he do justice by them, but then enables him to bring the living men of Belfalas and Gondor north. And that's the way he should win that battle, right? By bringing together. Notice how in the Battle of Pelennor Field, by bringing the men of the south up to the city, he's like reuniting north and south. It's not the North Kingdom and the South Kingdom, right? But it's kind of an anticipation, right? That's how Aragorn should establish himself as king and win the battle, by bringing the men of the south up to meet the men of the north and joining them together into one force which overwhelms their, the forces of darkness. That's the style right there, right? That fits, that works. So justice, generosity, and appropriate sense of style. Those are the three reasons why Aragorn releases the Oathbreakers after the Battle of Pelargir. Hi, Akardor. We're in a pub. We're in a stairwell. We're in a stairwell on a landing, on a stairwell in the middle of a pub. Okay. The memory of our desperate journey overland out of the Drownholt is a hazy one. I remember it fairly clearly, but we have arrived at Audaheim. It is a place for us to lick our wounds, though not all our wounds can be healed here or anywhere. For instance, Radir's. Speaking of wounds, have we done an autopsy on Radir yet? Right? Have we narrowed down our list of suspects? You can't believe he's gone. Right. You'll sharpen your blade. Of course. Yeah. That's a good answer. Oh, where are we going? Down we go. We sharpening our blades, or are we going to kill Mazog? Oh, wait, where'd you go? Don't kill the... Oh, okay. You'll watch him. Hey, don't worry, bro, and leave him to me. Yeah. And then I will kill him. I will kill him for Radir. Okay. But not until we're, done with him, Broen. We will see elf flesh. By my account, you are running out of friends. Oh, man. And Arkador is going to stay in combat mode indefinitely. Yeah, okay. That's right. Calm down. Deep breaths. Deep breaths, Akardor. Soon, Mazog. Soon. Hey, Broen, what do you think? It has cost us a great deal, and with every loss it becomes more difficult to keep this wretch alive. I agree. You cannot stand to look at him. To tally up the pain he has already cost us would take a long while already, and I worry he is not done adding to it. We could always just balance the sheet right now, which is probably more useful, and then we can come up with a plan for just rescuing them, right? What if we just break... Can we do a Dol Guldur jailbreak? I think it's more likely to succeed. Let us leave the cellar for now. Arkador will watch him, and Sigaleth and the others will watch Arkador. Okay. Right. Completed. This is the end of the instance. Right. You need some fresh air. Let's go out on the porch. Okay. This is not the porch. Hey! So we're in the pub. This place is dead. This pub is dead all over. Okay. Where are all the people? Where are all the locals? Here's Otri. Otri Greyhammer. She's getting down over here. There's this Galathrin with a lute over here in the corner. Right? Yeah, it's true. No one's paying the least attention to you, lady. There's nobody really to listen. There's almost nobody in the inn, but you're over here tapping your foot and jamming. That's right. You be you, Lady Galathrim. Mir Dirniel. I like your name, Mir Dirniel. Anyway. Okay. Let's go out to the porch. I gotta go soon. All right. Oh, it's much better out here. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know whose idea of fresh air this is, but it isn't mine. Hey there, Kukaran. What's going on?
I do not know what we can do.
Right. Only Radir knows upon what paths he planned to bring us to Dol Guldur with our captive. And without him, the secret ways are veiled to us. But our errand stands on the very brink of failure before it has begun. Radir's boots? Seriously? We took Radir's boots. We just pinched his boots?
I know Radir would be wroth if we were to abandon hope.
I was going to say, I know Radir would be wroth if we looted his corpse. Okay, right. We must persevere. Absolutely. That goes without saying. Though we grieve for Radir, the road he planned to take is unknown, but his mind is not. Right, okay. We need time to decide what to do. Instead of dwelling upon our losses, I want to offer your strength to Dundurion here in Audaheim. Okay, he's planned a number of strikes against important locations in Mirkwood, and the Golden Host could use your own skills as a burglar. So we don't know what to do, so we're going to pause and just join some attacks that the Melethrim are making. Okay, all right, I'm here for tactical missions, I guess. Dundurion with aid him with whatever skirmish he's planned. Okay. By the Lord and Lady, I hope we will have decided what to do next with Mazog. All right. I accept that quest. I will save the skirmishes, however, for next week. As Stable Master. But yeah, we've made some progress. We're up here in the Dower Stocks now. We had our issues in the Drown Holt, and now we're in the Dower Stocks, and we'll be working our way there. So, all right. Very good. All right, so I think Gryfflet's going to go back inside where, although slightly desolate, it's a little more cheerful. And he'll wait there for next week, and then he'll come out and do some skirmishing, and that'll be fun. And then we'll... that's right. What are they roasting? Hope it's not spider meat. I heard from Bingo Boffin some nasty things about spider meat. I'm going to say boar. Looks like a boar. That or a dog. I think it's a boar. What's really disturbing, though, is that the shadow of the roast is inverted. Or is it a second roast? It's a second roast. I thought that the shadow of the one roast was reversed on the wall, and I was like, is this a mirror effect? Is the fire pit haunted? Anyway, okay. Phew, I was gonna have to solve the mystery of the haunted cook pit. Anyway, all right, okay. Thank you, everybody. I have to go this afternoon. Now, don't forget, if you're going to join me for Exploring the Lord of the Rings on the Signum U channel, that's twitch.tv/SignumU, SIGNUMU. Then Tuesday, it's not going to be at the normal time. Normally we're at 9:30 p.m., but this week we're going to be at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and we will be on the Brandywine server. We're going to be talking about the story of Gollum. We're going to look at the story of the ring, how it ended up with Frodo. So the part of Chapter 2 in which Gandalf tells the story of Gollum, that's going to be our focus. We'll do the story of Gollum this week, and then the week after that, we're going to look at Frodo's choices at the end of the chapter. So that's what we're going to be doing on Tuesday, 3 p.m. on the Brandywine server. Meet you in the lower hall then at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And thanks very much, everybody. Look forward to getting to hang out with more of our European friends, which I know it's kind of inconvenient for you to join us at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm glad to be able to. We'll be looking forward to catching up with some of you guys next Tuesday. That's going to be exciting. So thanks, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye now.